In this video, we will be explaining the prototyping steps to create a dorm room sign using Arduino code. We began with creating code for the Arduino to process in order to allow a button to change the lights that are on. We began with defining the constant variables of the ports corresponding to the lights and button on the breadboard. Wires connecting the Arduino to the breadboard were inserted into these ports on the Arduino and respective rows on the breadboard.
So we started by defining a few variables that will help us keep track of the button pressures and turn it into a toggle. The first one we set as an integer named state, which is just an arbitrary number that will go between 0, 1, and 2, which functions as the button's toggle. And now these other variables all contribute in the process. So the primary way we're telling how, if the button was pressed or not is by checking the previous state of the input and then the current state of the input. And we're using an if statement to determine if the current state and the previous state, if there's a difference between these two states and there's been a significant amount of time such that it's not just like random noise in the circuit, then go into this next set of if statements, which changes our lights to whatever we want. And then at the end of it, we keep track of the time again because we're going to use this as a comparison for the next time we press through with the button.
Once we created the code, we added the components to the Arduino and breadboard. Due to the size of the button and the necessity of its accessibility for users, we had to solder wires to the button to extend the connection and allow for it to protrude from the door sign. The light positions also had to be adjusted to fit the holes we created on the door sign to make the lights visible. Our final product tells the users the location of Craig, the owner of the dorm room sign. One green light, meaning he's in the room, a green and a yellow, meaning he'll be back soon, a red, meaning that he'll be out for a while. The visuals on the sign make it easy for other students to understand, and the position of the button makes it easy for Craig to change the state of the lights.